It feels like it's been ages since I last uploaded, so I just felt like having a bit of a chat around the current happenings in the Division franchise. I have actually been working on a couple of projects in the background, but I can't really talk about these right now. Take that as you will. But long story short, I actually miss uploading when it's been a while. Don't expect any hugely in-depth lore discussion here, I just felt like having a chat. No idea where this will end up going, I just have a couple of bullet points in front of me, so yeah, let's see what happens. We're over halfway through the Season 11 Manhunt, with the next target, Cursed, being available to hunt down in the next couple of days. Chunks and Bantam, they played out in a fairly typical fashion, with no real new gameplay surprises to be found. But the intel gained through completing them did open up some further crossovers between the game story and the novels, which I personally really appreciate. Most of the time, companion novels are just an offshoot or a side story, where these are shaping up to be far more involved with the direction the story is taking. It gives a more complete feeling when reading through all of these different media types. So kudos to Lawrence Stone and Thomas Parrott, I love this shit, please keep it coming. Stovepipe is still there with his smug smile and pointy ears and beautiful hair, but I don't imagine he'll be much of a problem. Actually, that's a point. The last several manhunts I've seen people complaining or talking about how difficult they were, and I'll admit they certainly were more challenging than the normal content. Personally, I love it. I generally play on heroic with 4 to 5 directives anyway, so I welcome the challenge. But now I'm seeing complaints that this last manhunt was too easy. I guess this is just another situation where the devs will never be able to please everyone, and some people just really like to have something to complain about. I also think that this is a little bit to do with a certain talent that is a tad overpowered right now. It doesn't matter what build you're running, Determined makes everything super easy. And no, I'm not trying to be cancelled by the community for requesting a nerf, etc. They're already aware of this and have said changes are coming. To be fair, it's taken all the fun out of sniping. The satisfaction of landing 5 crisp headshots in a row is lost, where now I can just quickscope without bothering to aim. Shot him in the pinky? No worries, he's dead, and it still counts as a headshot. In fact, the footage in the background is me playing around with different combinations in the dark zone. One-shotting via body shot with the White Death is actually stupidly easy. Over 2 million armor? No problem. In saying that, I'm not a Division PvP player by any means. I just like to play around with these things. You know, for science. At this point, I should probably shout out the poor bastard that has to put up with the brunt of my stupid ideas. Alpha Bravo is a friend of mine in real life, and he is in the unfortunate position that often has me testing a few builds, but also the weird random challenges I like to run from time to time. You should probably feel sorry for him. The poor guy just wants to jump on for a night of gaming, yet here I am saying things like, Wait. Do you reckon we could ride the doggos around? Let's try. Or, let me set you on fire. I want to see if it'll spread to those agents over there. He has actually started his own YouTube channel recently, so as a thank you for the hard time that I give him, can you please chuck him a sub? Also, you'll probably see some slightly different content in the future, including me in a more raw setting, making an ass of myself on the regular, so you certainly don't want to miss that. He's just starting out and still learning, so give him some feedback and watch him grow. I'll catch you over there soon. We're not far off from finishing the Season 11 Manhunt, and this was the last confirmed update for Year 4. Year 5 is almost upon us. They've been pretty tight-lipped about what we'll be seeing in Year 5, but there are a few things we should be looking out for. The new Descent game mode. New seasons with a new naming convention, which I'm sure will confuse me a little to start with. An XP revamp, which will happen across PvP and the main game. Some activities will have the XP decreased, but for the most part everything is being increased, making activities more rewarding for the time spent on them. And finally, the specialization rework. They've been working on this for a while and it was supposed to be out a long time ago now, but they've publicly said that their planned changes haven't worked out as well as they were hoping for, so they're putting a little more time into it. This is all that we know they are working on, but there is likely a lot more that we haven't been told about yet. The live stream is coming up and hopefully will fill us in soon. A few days ago, this was tweeted by the official Division franchise Twitter account. Upon signing up, you'll be asked the typical questions around preferred platform, gaming time per week, gaming genres, but also preferred playstyle and difficulty. This doesn't really give a lot of insight as to what they're wanting to test, but there are a few things to be sure of. You must be English speaking, have a mic, webcam, a PC, and be available on certain days between April 18th and 21st. Yes, I can already hear the complaining from console players, but the way this playtest works is that users are to remote login to Massive's PCs, something that can absolutely not be done via console. Given its timing, I guarantee that this is something to do with what's coming up in Year 5 content. I have absolutely signed up, but these sort of things are tricky. Yes, I want to be involved, but then I know too much and can't talk about it. A bit of a catch-22. Anyway, if you're on PC and those dates work for you, sign up. Don't leave it to the YouTubers to provide all the feedback. Another topic that has been marginally interesting to follow has been the outrage behind this message. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I hate cheating, hacks, exploits, and leaks. Some of my favorite arguments that I've read are things like, well, they programmed it into the game to allow us to do it, so it's their problem, not ours. Ban the devs. Imagine if society ran this way. Well, their store security wasn't good enough, so I just took it. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Another is, this doesn't affect anyone else, they should just leave it in the game. By this train of thought, why don't you just download some hacks? That way you can just fly around the map one-shotting everything. As long as you're only using it in PvE, that should be fine, right? I don't know, maybe I'm just old. I was around in the heyday of PlayStation 1 cheat code websites. The cheats were literally programmed into the game. Yes, I tried them, and yes, it completely killed the game for me as soon as I used them. I don't find it odd that developers don't want this to happen these days. I actually don't blame the players. People as a whole are inherently lazy. If there is a faster or easier way of doing something, they'll jump straight on board. I more blame the YouTubers who promote them. They are the ones who spread it far enough that problems like this happen. Personally, I would like to see these people being held accountable instead of being rewarded. I know for a fact that there is one content creator who openly hates on the game, spreads exploits, resulting in community members being banned, and yet is invited to partake in the exclusive ETF that has the potential to shape the future of the game. This is where I place the blame on the developers. I guess just be cautious who you follow. Some will care more about the views and less about what happens to the community. I could never be accused of using exploits. I put a stupid amount of time to the game, and I've only just crossed 3000 SHD level. I think I spend too much time trying to take photos of my character fighting fire, or finding new ways of using words that are inappropriate for my unfortunate accent. And that is where she puts up her final stand, on the ship's long, rugged, slippery deck. Yep, this video is just another one of those off-brand pieces where I talk first and think later. It's actually ended up being a little longer than I'd imagined. The power of having no script, I guess. I realised that I'm unlikely to have gained any friends among the YouTuber community because of this, but I've never really been quiet about my thoughts around the way that some grow their channels at the expense of the games, developers, and the community. Don't get me wrong though, there are a number I respect, but they're often on the smaller side and don't get the views they should. I completely understand the need for growth. Hey, I need to see it myself too. But to hyper-dramatize, clickbait, or exploit, all in the name of clicks, I won't be quiet about this. Anyway, I'm thinking that I might start spotlighting some of the lesser-known Division creators at the end of my videos. I recently started watching some smaller creators, and I've been super impressed with what I've seen. Their quality gives a number of us larger creators a run for our money, and I love to see it. If you have anyone that you follow who is on the smaller side that you think I should check out, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I'll try not to make a habit of these rant videos where I sound like a grumpy old man, but I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!